Now, you may say to me, Jamie, you've said a couple of times seeking more gifts. And you may be thinking in your mind, that doesn't sound right. Especially if we look at chapter 12, verse 11. It says, all these spiritual gifts are empowered by one and the same Spirit, who apportions to each one individually as he wills. So you might say, okay, well, Jamie, it doesn't seem right to pursue spiritual gifts because it's the sovereign act of God to just give me a gift. I don't have really any say in that, right? So presumably when I became a Christian, when I was born again, when the Spirit of the living God came and dwelled within me, presumably I got a spiritual gift then, but to ask for more gifts seems a little presumptuous, since it's the Holy Spirit who gives, right? Would that be a fair way to think about that? And I'm here to say, we're supposed to go after more gifts. You say, well, where do you get that? Well, he actually says in chapter 14, verse 13. Again, I'm countering the belief that when you become a Christian, you get a spiritual gift. That's the only one you've got. You might have two if you're like really lucky, but don't be seeking after more gifts, because the sovereign God is the one who gives you these gifts. So don't be praying and asking for more gifts. But look at chapter 14, verse 13. We're going to talk about tongues later, but just I want you to see this. Therefore, one who speaks in a tongue should pray for the power to interpret. Does everyone see that passage? Interpretation of tongues is a spiritual gift. What Paul is saying is, if you have the gift of tongues, you should also pray that you have the gift of interpretation of tongues. That is it's clearly saying, if you have this gift, pray for another gift. Are you all seeing that in the text? Further, Paul is going to say to Timothy in 1 Timothy, he's going to say, do not neglect the gift that you have. This is 1 Timothy 4:14. Do not neglect the gift that you have, Timothy, which was given you by prophecy when the council of elders laid their hands on you. Now, presumably, that's a different experience than his conversion experience. So now it's like, okay, so when the elders came and laid hands on you, you got another gift. Fan into flame that gift. Then he says in 2 Timothy, because apparently Timothy's not getting it after 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy 1:6-7, he says, for this reason, I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands, Paul says now. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. So now we're perceiving Timothy comes to faith, presumably he gets a spiritual gift. Then there's some elders that lay hands on him, he gets a gift there. And then Paul says, and when I laid hands on you, fan into flame that gift. Are y'all seeing this? This isn't a static one gift, that's it. Especially in light of the command, earnestly desire spiritual gifts, more and more and more. To help with the picture on this, I was thinking earlier this week about, Christmas morning? And the parents, of course, sometimes, anyway, Christmas morning, there's a present, it's got mom and dad's name on it right there. And it's for their kiddo. There's that feeling of a parent who's like, I've been thinking about this gift for like multiple months for this kiddo. I can't wait for them to open this gift and see what's inside. I can't wait for them to see it and to see their eyes light up, and then we get to go outside and play with this toy together. At least the dads are like that, right? Mamas too. I can't wait for them to open this gift, and then we get to play together on this thing. I think the Father is like that about spiritual gifts. And he's looking at MCC, he's like, I cannot wait. I can't wait for them to see what I wrapped this for you, specifically, before the foundation of the earth, before creation. You're my workmanship. I've created things for you to do, and I'm gifting you part of me to manifest and to empower you to build a church and advance the gospel. I can't wait for you to open this up and see it. And then we get to do it together because it's me in you. Can you see it? And I think during this series, he's just like, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I can't wait. And then you get to practice it together. One thing I love about this church and the leadership of Dennis and Marianne specifically, and our elders, this is a mature congregation that seeks to follow the word. This isn't some dysfunctional Corinthian church with all kinds of abuse of Lord's Supper and stuff going on, right? And I think he loves this family, and he wants to give gifts. And he's excited about us opening these and practicing and learning how to do this together.